Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. If stories about heartbreak, redemption, and the messy truths we hide from ourselves pull you in, go ahead and join our storytelling circle. Let's dive right into this one. I never thought one decision could shatter everything I built, but it did. One reckless moment flipped my whole life upside down and turned me into someone I never imagined I could be. It started quietly, too quietly. Not peaceful silence, but the heavy kind that feels like it's choking the life out of a relationship. Owen and I had been together for 6 years and married for 4. To everyone else we looked solid. A cozy house with a red front door, jobs we didn't hate, weekend hangouts with friends, playlists we made together. But behind those details we were fading. Two strangers sharing the same roof, barely seeing each other, barely trying. We didn't argue anymore, not because things were good, but because neither of us had the energy left to even raise a concern. I'm not telling you this to excuse what I did. There's no excuse. I just want you to understand how lost I felt, how invisible I'd become in my own life. Drew was the man I crossed the line with. He worked in marketing in the building next to ours. I didn't pay attention to him in the beginning, but he noticed me immediately. The first time he smiled at me in the elevator, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. A spark, a reminder that someone still saw me. At first it was harmless. Shared coffees, inside jokes, stupid memes, laughing over work stuff. And then one evening after a long meeting, I made the choice I'll regret for the rest of my life. It happened fast. No romance. No grand plan. Just desperation and loneliness mixed into one terrible decision. I can still remember my phone lighting up with a message from Owen while I was wrapped up in hotel sheets with someone who wasn't my husband. Dinner tonight? I can grab Ty. I didn't even open it. I promised myself it was a one-time mistake. I'd bury the guilt, carry it quietly, and pretend nothing happened. But I slipped again. Twice. And then I started telling myself stupid lies. Lies like I deserved to feel wanted, that if Owen loved me he would have noticed how unhappy I was, that Drew cared about me in ways my husband didn't anymore. None of that was real. None of it was ever real. Everything blew up on a Tuesday morning. Owen found the messages on my iPad. Nothing explicit, just enough playful words to destroy everything. When I walked into the living room he was sitting there with the tablet open. He didn't yell. He didn't get angry. He just asked, "How long?" His voice was so calm it broke me more than shouting ever could. I didn't lie. I told him the truth. He packed his bag that same night. The sound of the door closing behind him was barely audible, but it felt like the loudest thing I'd ever heard. The aftermath? It was brutal. Our friends were stunned. My sister cut me off. My parents tried not to judge me, but I could see the disappointment in their eyes every time they looked at me. I didn't just lose a marriage, I lost the life I'd built around it. And Drew? He disappeared within a week. No explanation. No goodbye. Just stopped responding until it was clear I had never been anything meaningful to him. I had blown up my marriage for someone who didn't even care enough to say the words out loud. Regret didn't hit me all at once. It crawled in slowly. I'd be brushing my hair and suddenly remember the way Owen would make me laugh until I couldn't breathe. I'd pass a cafe and think about how he used to bring me coffee in bed every Sunday morning. Regret became the soundtrack of my days. I went to therapy. I wrote pages and pages in journals. I cried more in 2 months than I had in half a decade. But nothing undid the damage. Nothing changed the fact that I destroyed something that didn't have to be destroyed. What breaks my heart the most is knowing that if I had just opened my mouth and told him I was drowning, Owen would have tried. He wasn't a bad man. He wasn't cruel. He was tired just like I was. We could have asked for help, taken a trip, had one honest talk. But instead, I blew everything apart. Months went by. I messaged him once, not to ask for another chance, just to apologize. He replied with 2 words, "I know." And that was the end of us. I still see him sometimes in photos shared by mutual friends. He looks lighter, happier. He's dating someone new now, a woman named Elise. She seems gentle, warm. I hope she treats him the way he deserved to be treated. As for me, I live with my choices. Not to punish myself, but to remind myself to grow. I'm not rushing into anything new. I won't carry my brokenness into someone else's life until I'm certain I've healed it. If you're listening to this and you feel lonely, unseen, or disconnected like I once did, please talk to your partner. Say the things you're scared to say. Don't look for comfort in someone else's arms. Affairs don't fix you, they hollow you out. I cheated and I regret it every single day. I can't change what happened, but I can make sure I never repeat it. Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers.